Hello and welcome. How's everybody doing today? Today we're going to talk a little bit more about goals, plans, and actions. So let's get right into it. So 2021 is right around the corner, and hopefully you have already got your first goal in order. You're already preparing for the first goal. So then you have to also have a plan, and you have to have action steps. Because if you don't have a plan on where you're going, if you don't have a plan on what you want to accomplish, then how are you going to have the next step? How are you going to get where you want to go if you don't have a plan? So this is where I start my year preparing for the next year, for what I'm going to do. So in the last, I'd say 8 or 9 days or so, I usually take a good 2 weeks to decide where I've been, what I've accomplished, and what I failed at, which there's always going to be something you didn't work on, what else I need to work on to grow my lifestyle, to grow my business, whatever it is I want to do. So when I do that, I'm looking at, like I said, where I've been, what I've done, and where do I want to go. And I'm looking at the success that I've had. And I'm putting that in there for you right now. There you go. I'm always preparing. Because if you're not preparing where you want to go, if you're not preparing what you want to do, then how do you know what step to take? How do you know what action steps to take if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a path that you're taking? So I always plan, set the goal, and the action steps. And I'm just going to go over the first step that I use to do every year. I'll have a big plan. I always have a big plan on what I want to accomplish by the end of the year. And in between that, I will have a series of different goals that come up, a series of different steps that I decide to go with or take due to what I'm learning and what I'm doing and what the success I'm having to that point. One thing I want to just clarify with everyone there is, for me, I do what I do because I love doing it. I don't do what I do for the money. I don't do what I do for the fame. I don't do what I do for any of that above. I do what I do to actually help more people, to grow and to prosper. I do what I do because it makes me happy. And I find when I'm doing what I love to do, then the money just comes. Because you're doing what you love to do. You're not making it hard. You're not making it a job. You're not making it feel like, oh, if I don't do this, everything's going to fall apart. When you do that, then you're putting yourself in a really bad negative spot because you're stopping the flow of what you're wanting. You're stopping the flow of happiness. You're stopping the flow of ease. You're stopping this flow of tranquility. You're stopping the flow of relaxation, of success coming to you easily through your action steps. So I always set my business plan for the next year in the previous year. Like, I've already set my business plan for 2021. And today we're talking about just the steps that I use to get where I'm going. And in 2020, we did a lot of what we call challenges. And what exactly is a challenge? A challenge is actually a series of days. It could be 3 days, 5 days. 5 days is I find the best. To where you're getting on board, you're learning something new in steps. And when you can learn a task each day, you're learning a skill. And I found that by doing that, it was much easier not just to teach the skill that you want to teach, but it was much easier to learn that skill. And then you see people having success at that skill. So a challenge is not a bad thing. It sounds bad, right? It sounds like your gladiators are going in the ring. It's not that at all. A challenge is getting you out there, getting your mindset in order. It's growing who you are to be who you want to be. Challenges can be for anything you want to teach, anything you need to learn. Someone out there is giving a challenge, okay? So have a goal. What are your goals? We're going to back up just a second here. What are your goals for the year? Write them down. Write them down. Put them in. Let me show you what I got. I always put them in my journal. I always put my goals in my journal. Everything is in my journal. My plan, my business, everything is in my journal because that's one place I'm always at. I'm always writing. I'm always looking. I'm always referring back to my journal. So I always write down my goals, the plan. What is my plan with this goal? What do I plan to have happen? What do I plan to do? And then what action steps do I need to get it started? If you don't have a starting point on where you're going to start, how do you know where you're going to go? So always have those three things: a goal, a plan, and an action. What are you going to do? So the end result that you want to have by the end of each goal, not by the end of the year. So I'm not setting these individual goals for the end of the year. I'm not setting it for the end of 2021. And my 2020, I've already met my goals. I met them actually in early December. So that took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of dedication. It took a lot of consistency. It took a lot of suffering sometimes when you're trying to figure something out and you can't quite get it and you have to learn something new every day to do that. So that's where that came from. So, but always prepare. I'm always preparing for the next step. And I think it's fun. I love to do it. And I love to help people to see the light and to grow and to prosper in their own way. So you're out there and I'm watching you and I'm seeing you're struggling. I'm seeing you're having problems. So this is for you. This is for you out there who are not setting the goal, not setting the plan, and not taking the action steps to get it going. It is that simple. In everything you do, it doesn't have to be hard. Life can be simple. Life can be easy if you let it. So, learning the skills you need, which if you don't have the skills you need, but you have this goal, you have this awesome out of the park goal, great. Can you break that goal down into small pieces, small chunks? If you can break that goal into small pieces and take it in, learn the skill that you need if you don't already know the skill. If you know the skill, then you're already off to the racetrack. You're already there. All you have to do next is take the action steps. If you do not have the skill, then you have to take the first action step, will be learning the skill. Right? When you learn the skill, then you take the action in the goal. You have a plan. You made out a plan. You wrote it down. It's in front of your face. You're looking at it. Sometimes, as we're writing out our plan, we don't always know what's going to show up in the midst of that plan. And that's okay, because that's where it comes in that we say, okay, this is not quite what I needed to happen here. I need to adjust my plan. I need to maybe learn a better skill. Maybe I need to get a little more training to make this work. And as you go and you're finding the skills you're learning, the skills are something you're going to take with you forever. And when you learn these marketing skills that I'm teaching you and showing you about regularly every week, then you can take those with you no matter what field you go into. Marketing skills work. So look at your marketing skills. Look at what you're doing. and see, okay, I got this. I'm doing this. It's happening. I'm prosperous. Everything I want is working out for me. That's a mindset. When you do that, you're learning the skills, you're taking the courses, and you're following through. You're making your goal, you're setting your plan, you're taking action. So I learned to do this a long time back in my corporate days. And I would always have a business plan, an action plan. What is my result? What do I need to do for the next 6 months? What do I need to do for the next 30 days? What does my stores need to do for the short term that's going to make it a long-term event, make it a long-term outcome? When you look at it that way, it's much easier to get in tune with what you need. Like I said, a challenge is not a bad thing. If you can get into a challenge, or maybe you can be a part of a challenge, or just how about learning something and then paying it forward by giving a challenge, promoting a challenge under your name. Make yourself the leader. Why not? It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. It can be that simple. So use your skills. You need the skills? I've got them. You need the goal? If you need help working out your goal, if you need help figure out how to plan it, how to work it out, contact me. I'd be more than happy to help you. And again, don't follow the money. Don't chase the money. The money will run away, and it will run fast. And don't expect money to just be given to you out of nowhere. It never happens. You always have to do something to get the money, right? Even if you're going to win the lottery, you have to do something. You have to go buy the ticket. You have to think about it. You have to drive yourself there. You have to take an action step. Regardless of what it is, you have to take action steps. Okay? So, set your plan, set your business plan, set your goals for 2021. Do it before the new year. I'm going to give you a challenge to set your goals by Thursday. What goals do you want to complete and to succeed at in 2021? What are your goals? What is your plan for each goal to work it? What are your action steps for each goal? Write those down. Keep them where you can see them every day and work on them one by one. If you need assistance, or you need some help getting going, or if you want to do this challenge, then I've got a link for you in the description. I will see you on the inside.